Well, hello, I'm Johnny Rowland, your host of The Shooting Show, and welcome to today's program, friends. We have a lot to cover on today's show, and as I've said many times, and we're seeing evidence of what we've been predicting for some time. We've only been in a lull as far as the anti-gunners. You know, they wanted to see. We had a lull after the election. We had the 6 weeks there where we didn't have a clear winner for the president. And trust me on this one, the anti-gun types are sharpening their knives, they're sharpening their spears, even as we speak. There's new legislation to do everything to restrict all of us to one gun a month. I can't afford to buy hardly a gun a year, much less one a month, but I don't want some bureaucrat telling me that I can't buy a gun if I need one. I want to be able to go get it. Maybe the one I got wasn't the right one. Maybe something was wrong with it. Maybe I want another one. But we've got this on the horizon. Right now we have more legislation by the usual suspect, Ms. Feinstein, Chucky Schumer, Teddy, Mr. Swimming Champion Kennedy from Massachusetts, proposing that there be a ban, or they want to license 50 caliber rifles because of national security risk. You know, friends, I'm not aware of all the years we've been doing this show. We spend hours and hours every day researching everything that happens about guns. No, I don't hear it all, but through our contacts, through people that assist us on this project, there's not much that gets by us. You know what? I don't think anybody has ever been shot by a 50 Browning, not a civilian. You know, I don't think anybody ever has. But you know, the liberal socialists are concerned about the 50 Browning in our hands. You know, one of the reasons why, you know, this new weapon, this new ray gun that the government is building, that will, in the next few years, is going to be available to police. The military is going to use it to zap a crowd. You know, if you're demonstrating about something that you don't like that the government's doing, all they've got to do is drive up with this ray gun on the back of this Humvee, zap the crowd. Just like that. Nobody's seriously hurt, but they sure run away and they won't demonstrate again. Well, guess what? That 50 Browning will outreach that ray gun by a considerable margin. But not only will a 50 Browning, so will a 30-06, so will a 7mm Remington Magnum. A lot of other guns as well will outreach that ray gun. It's a sad commentary, friends, and it's happening in front of our very eyes. It's happening right now to us as Americans. We're being shuffled and shoved toward the police state. That's what it's about. That's what it's all about. Because they say, well, someone might get shot, but then they also say the danger of these 50 caliber single shot rifles. And you know, if you can afford a $6,000 or $7,000 Barrett semi-auto and 50 Browning, you're not going to be out committing crimes with it. You had to come up with a $6,000 or $7,000 just to buy it. You're not going to rob a 7-Eleven. But they're concerned about, apparently, according to the legislation, concerned about microwave things. You know, the 50 Browning is a terrific cartridge. But friends, we understand what this is about. There's no security risk here. The only security risk that we have as Americans comes from these goofy legislative liberal socialists. These goofy whimpering you know, we had a little good news this week, the million whimpering mommies, the so-called Million Mom March. By the way, they're being investigated for illegal use of government funds. I wonder how far that investigation is going to go. But the million whimpering commie mommies had to lay off 30 of 35 employees because they're not getting support. The American people don't believe in this trash. Unbelievable. Well, friends, we've got a lot to talk about on today's program. We want to finish a part we started last week on this mountain gun, the Smith & Wesson 45 ACP mountain gun. These are somewhat rare animals. And I don't know if Smith & Wesson, this is one they ought to build, because it would be the overall do everything nicest revolver they would make, because it does everything so well. Good for carry, good for self-defense. With the full moon clips, you can load the 45 ACP snake shot in the little clip because you don't have to worry about your slide functioning. And you can have our 460, which will overrun a 44 Magnum in this length gun. Less recoil, much less recoil, actually less noise. I don't know if they'll make it or not. They ought to. But we're doing it here at Clark Custom Guns. We make these conversions for $100, $99 actually plus shipping. And we will convert your Smith & Wesson 45 ACP revolver to our 460. And I tell you, the mountain guns are hard to find, and this is one of the nicest revolvers we've ever had on the show. I tell you, such a nice combination. It's compact, it's relatively lightweight, and yes, when it's converted to our 460 cartridge, it does have a deep voice, let me tell you what. Anyway, friends, the onslaught against us as gun owners is going forward. We would be very foolish if we literally lay down, roll over, go back to sleep, like so many of us as gun owners have done for far, far too many decades. Friends, we're in the battle for our country. We're in the battle for our gun rights right now. The only way we have any hope of winning, or certainly just staying even, certainly being competitive, is to reach more Americans. You know, if we were a liberal socialist show, we could raise any amount of money. If we were pro-abortion, pro-homosexual, all that, we could raise money. Well, heck, we could get government money. But we're not. We're not pro-liberal socialist. We're not pro-communist. So we have to scrape and squeeze and do everything we can just to raise money to stay on the air. Well, I hope that that situation can change. I hope it can. We need your help to stay here, friends. If you can, please, if you can contribute whatever to help the shooting show stay on the air, please do. Friends, it's hard. It's real hard. You know, we're looking for more sponsors. We appreciate the sponsors we have. This is our 1 hour a week is not enough. We got to buy more time. We hope to get our family network at some point. We ever get some help from some of the major other major players. I don't know if we will or not in the near future. I don't know. But we've got to stay here. We've got to keep our message going out. Somebody's got to tell the truth. There aren't enough sources on TV or on radio simply telling the truth. That's why we're here. If you want to help us stay on the air, please do. Our address, The Shooting Show, 327 Irvin Rowlands Road in Beverly, Louisiana. That zip code is 71024. We appreciate all of the help that some of you have given. A lot of people watch this project and won't miss our show, but they won't contribute 10 cents, friends. We can't get the huge sponsors like the soft drink companies or the automotive. We can't get them because we're politically incorrect. If you want to keep seeing our message going out on television, and certainly on radio, please help us stay on if you can, if you will. Well, we do have a great show for you, friends. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more on the 625 mountain gun.
Stay tuned for more of The Shootin' Show after these important messages.
The Shootin' Show will be right back after this break for your local cable company or TV station.
This is the new Georgia Arms 20th anniversary catalog. Of course, has a memorial there to our good friend Jim Clark there on the cover. This is a terrific catalog from the finest ammunition maker in the United States. They have all kinds of great prices on all sorts of ammunition: 243 Winchester, 270s, 7.62 by 39 Russian, all kinds of great stuff. They've even got 308 tracers, 30-06 tracers, all kinds of neat stuff here in this great new Georgia Arms catalog. They have components if you want to load your own ammo, and look here, we've got the shooting show with our new 460 Rowland kit on sale as well. Georgia Arms has the best prices for custom grade ammunition that I'm aware of in the United States. And guess what else? They're helping to support our shooting show. Friends, give them a call today. Free phone call, free catalog, 1-800-624-6861, 1-800-624-6861, Georgia Arms, and please remember to tell them that you heard it and saw it here on our program. You know, the whole point behind the mountain gun series was to make a gun that would be light enough to carry but still have power available to deal with, let's just say, a bear or a cat or something that happened to get in your way, but it was a lot lighter than the standard model. And yes, with some loadings that we have from our for our 460, yes, you can deal with anything that walks in North America, especially on bears. I'd go for the Full Metal Jacket 230 because it's still going to be running, even the 230 is going to be running about 1,300 or so feet per second out of this with penetration for days. So let's take a look. We've got some of the full boat 185 grain bullets, and let's shoot the standard configuration first because we're comparing oranges to orange here, sort of, and it's getting late enough. You may see a little muzzle flash. Our cartridge doesn't make a lot of flash anyway, but you may see a little bit. Realize this, our test gun on the program has a ported barrel, but let's see it in action. It's not much upchuck at all, and not punishing in rapid fire. Realize this mountain gun, same ammo, is quite a bit lighter. And yes, typically our conversions, Jim Clark Sr. and I both believe, he and I talked about this a good bit before his death, we think the twist ratio in these 45 ACP revolvers is too slow, and that causes inaccuracy. Well, since our cartridge is running roughly twice the velocity of your standard 45 ACP bullet, accuracy is much better, and we've seen it in the mountain gun as well. It literally cut group size around in half or so from the standard 45 ACP loadings out of this gun. We converted to 460 and roughly groups shrunk by half. But let's see. Full load. Let's take a look at it in my hands. Not so bad. Not nearly as bad as the 44 Magnum. Not even close. Let's see. A little rapid fire. Certainly easily shot. No, it's not as pleasant, say, as our standard model, but still it will exceed the 44 Magnum power level, but won't have nearly as much recoil as the 44. I tell you, I wish we could talk him into it. Don't know if he'll ever do it or not, but this would be one of the nicest revolvers that anybody's ever made because you can shoot it with the low power 45 ACP stuff all day, and then when you need real power, you can shoot our cartridge. So, like I said, I don't know if they'll ever do it or not, but this would be one of the nicest guns that money can buy. And if you've got one, Clark's converts these for $100, $99 plus shipping, and we charge about $15 for shipping back to you. But $100 and you get a much more versatile gun. I'll remind you, friends, that all the Smith & Wessons are coming. They did away with the little dowel pins, and now they space here, they match up on the ejector, which is really a better system because sometimes the little dowel pins would come out. Tell you what, let's do. Let's load 3 of the 460s into the cylinder there, and we have 3 of the 45 ACPs. Let's go ahead and load them and do a little shooting. You can still have the 45 ACP. Yeah, it'll break a bottle. Or you can have our 460.
not the same thing.
Stay tuned for more of The Shootin' Show after these important messages.
Poor Casper Taylor, the Democratic House Speaker in the Maryland legislature. Obviously a slow learner, he just doesn't get it. He just doesn't understand how the anti-Second Amendment gun grabbers work. But maybe he's a little wiser today. Let's hope so. According to an Associated Press story in the Washington Times newspaper of December 28, Taylor, fearing that the state's gun safety bill has turned into a ban on handgun sales, has written a letter to Maryland Attorney General Joseph Curran asking him to move quickly to clear up confusion about the law that took effect 3 months ago. One section of the law in question prohibits handguns from being sold in Maryland unless the manufacturer includes a shell casing fired from the gun. Casings are then turned over to Maryland State Police, where their ballistic fingerprints are entered into a computer database. This law was a major part of Governor Paris Glendening's legislative package during the 2000 session. When President Clinton himself came to Maryland to see this measure signed into law, he urged other states to follow Maryland's lead and enact similar laws. But surprise, there's been a problem because of this law. Taylor says gun dealers tell him that manufacturers are not shipping weapons with casings into Maryland. Thus, they are running out of guns to sell. So Taylor has written to Attorney General Curran, saying in part, "I am frustrated by the lack of a definitive written answer to a number of questions posed by gun dealers from around the state. In good faith, many members of the General Assembly voted for this measure as a strong gun safety bill, and they, as well as I, were assured that it would not result in an outright ban on handguns." Taylor adds that if this law had been seen as a handgun ban, it would not have passed. In an interview with the Associated Press, he says, "The spirit of the law, as I voted for it and as many of my colleagues voted for it, was to gain gun safety, but not to gain a gun ban." Well now, Earth to House Speaker Taylor, wake up please. First, when dealing with rabidly anti-gun, anti-Second Amendment people like Governor Glendening and Attorney General Curran, there's no such thing as good faith. Forget it. Secondly, the precise purpose, goal, and/or effect of all such gun safety laws is to ultimately de facto ban the possession of all firearms by private citizens. And to expect Attorney General Curran to answer your questions and be concerned about the impact of the law in question is absurd. Of all the public officials in the United States, Curran is one of the most vehement enemies of the Second Amendment and of private individual gun owners, as he made crystal clear at length in an October 1999 report titled "A Farewell to Arms, the Solution to Gun Violence in America." In the previously mentioned Associated Press story, it is said that Attorney General Curran says he's not aware of any problem with the gun safety bill, which has resulted in a de facto ban on handgun sales in Maryland. But of course, for Curran, there is no problem because he's for a ban on selling handguns to private individuals. Maryland House Speaker Taylor says that if the problem with this gun safety bill is not cleared up quickly, he will support legislation at the 2001 General Assembly session to amend the law so dealers can acquire and sell firearms. Well, terrific, great. But Taylor and those who favored it should have never voted for this dangerously stupid law in the first place. It should be repealed, not amended. And from Washington, this is Larry Pratt for Gun Owners of America.
Friends, for more information on Gun Owners of America, the only no-nonsense, no-compromise gun owners organization in the Washington, D.C. area, doing a great job for us all and helping to keep us on the air. You can join by calling 888-886-GUNS, 888-886-4867, or you can go to the internet for their tremendous website to find constant updates on anti-gun legislation, gunowners.org. Please remember to tell them you heard it on our show. Doesn't this thing have the nicest lines to it? The mountain gun, a very desirable gun to have. Remember, friends, you want that front sight to be clear. You want it to be clear. Let's see it in action. Absolutely. Yes, indeed. It does pound it, yes. And let's see, we've got us a volunteer water bottle over there. Let's see, just about. Now a 460. The 460 Rowland conversion on Smith & Wesson revolvers is $99 for the conversion plus shipping on your revolver, a Smith & Wesson 45 ACP revolver. These really make nice guns. Clark Custom Guns, 318-949-9884. Gotta tell you, friends, this is one I'd like to have. And now for some more SHOT Show highlights. Friends, we're here at the Century International booth and talking with a gentleman named George Sampson, and they have some great firearms on the wall and some great bargains. George, this looks like an HK91, but in fact, what is it, sir?
That is the G3 Sporter.
This is, in fact. Now, what parts are original HK, or do you have what American parts, or how is this made?
Well, there is American parts in it, but the majority of the parts is original G3
Still
parts.
G3,
With the exception of the flash hider and the receiver.
Well, and we'll also make a point here. Now, flash hiders are no longer, we can't really have them. This is a muzzle brake. And you notice here's another one. Now, this is another gun. What is this one, sir?
This is the semi rifle.
Which is the Spanish gun that the G3 was actually taken from. So you folks actually have these in stock now?
Yes, we do.
And this looks like an FNFAL. What is this, George?
It's our STG-58 Sporter. And it's basically built on the same design as these other G3s and Sevens.
Is this an English or metric magazine, sir?
That I'm not 100% sure. I believe this one is metric.
But do you have spare magazines for this thing? Oh, you do?
We have spare magazine for both metric and the inch pound.
This is great, friends. I tell you, they have good pricing, and it's going to be hard, but we also have some AKs. Let's see if we can get a shot of this. You fine? You folks are fine? Now tell us, these are from Romania, is that right, George?
These here are the Egyptian AK.
Oh, Egyptian, okay. Which is a very high quality.
There is Egyptian and Romanian.
Egyptian and Romanian. Now then, this is the second gun with the scope. Is for the 7.62 by 54. This is a Dragunov copy.
That is right.
And these are terrific shooters, and that 7.62 by 54 is darn near 30-06. That's a real cartridge, friends.
Absolutely.
And again, we've got really good pricing on these guns. This is Century International. And George, if people want information on what you folks have, can they call you or? George, people can call this number, Century International, at 561-998-1997. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And for information now, of course, dealers can order toll-free, of course, but for the general public that is looking for information on some of these terrific guns you have, they can call,
Absolutely.
Get a little catalog. Well, sir, good to see you again. Wish you folks a lot of good luck at the show.
Okay, thank you.
Stay tuned for more of the Shootin' Show after these important messages.
folding stocks, for pistol grips, for regular stocks, for replacement stocks, for magazine extension tubes for your shotgun, for magazine replacement springs for your shotgun. How about the executive eye scraper, the executive letter opener, all from Choate Machine and Tool when you call for a free catalog. You can get the executive letter opener, a multi-purpose tool, or the executive eye scraper, a multi-purpose tool, for only your choice, only $2 when you call for a free Choate catalog. You can get both of them for $4, a $10 value. Friends, if you're a shooter or a gun owner, you need one of the Choate Machine and Tool Company catalogs. Call them today, 1-800-972-6390. In Ball Knob, Arkansas, they're helping to support our project. You need one of their catalogs. Again, 1-800-972-6390. And please remember to tell them that you saw it here on our show. You know, the 44 Magnum is a great cartridge, but it has a lot of noise and a lot of recoil. Wouldn't it be nice to have the same power level in the slim and compact and lightweight 1911 style gun? Same power level, not nearly as much or recoil. You can have it with our pistol kit. Here's the 45 Auto on a water bottle target. Now let's shoot the other target with the same gun fitted with our 460 Rowland pistol kit. Or how about the power of this lever action rifle in a lightweight, handy semi-automatic carbine? The 460 Rowland MechTech carbine conversion unit for the 1911 frame is only $345 plus shipping, and the 460 Rowland pistol kit for the 1911 pistol is only $275 plus shipping.
And now for our support group, we have Custom Leatherwork and Saddlery in Denham Springs, Louisiana. We have Brooks Communication in Albuquerque, New Mexico. For grass rules and firearms training, we have Dennis Crocker's Firearms Training there in South Carolina. We have heavy equipment rentals from Gearling's Equipment Rental